Great day, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Strategic Possibilities Show, where we discuss success and growth to help you launch potential in your personal and professional life. My name is Emmett Ferguson, and I am your host. And everybody listening today, I've got an amazing guest for you because I'm a huge believer in the idea that if you're going to achieve something, you're going to need the energy to do so, whether it's the mental energy or the endurance to achieve your biggest goals. And one guest that I haven't had a chance to interview yet is a guest who can tell you about personal fitness, who can help you get those energy levels to where you need to be so that you can just hit life as hard as you can and to go at it. And his name is Torrey Drake, and he is an entrepreneur now. He's grown from a personal trainer to building his own little studio out here in Hollywood or Los Angeles. I'm not sure exactly which area in LA. Which area in LA are you right now, Torrey?
North Hollywood.
Awesome. And, you know, Torrey Drake, he builds badasses. I love that slogan. And just to get a better idea of what that means to build a badass, because I've seen some of your workout videos and they're so intense. Can you go a little bit into, what that sort of routine is?
Yeah. Well, first off, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. I'm excited to be on here. So getting on to the training of building badasses, which is it's Torreys Training, and the slogan is building badasses. It really is I just honestly believe the human body is capable of the craziest freaking things. And I believe with all of my heart that in the moments that we're pushing as hard as we ever possibly can in the gym, we're still at like 30 to 40% capacity at most of what we can actually handle. Mm-hmm. And I believe that how hard we learn to work in the gym is a direct reflection of how hard we work in every other area of our life. And I've trained all sorts of people have walks of life, and that's always true. The people who are really successful, they come in here and they are animals. The people who are finding themselves to be struggling a little bit more in their careers come in here and they complain a lot. And then they also don't last very long in my training because I don't put up with the complaining.
Right.
The whole idea is to really just take responsibility for crafting my clients into being them. Can I swear on here? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
Okay. Just turning my clients the most badass motherfuckers they could ever be.
Amazing. Love that.
Yeah.
And, I've seen some of your workouts, and I got to know, does everybody puke on their first workout? Because I've seen them, and I'm like, wow, I can't even imagine. I haven't even, seen people doing some of the cool exercises that you do, except for maybe like some of the greatest celebrity trainers.
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing I always tell people because people do come to me nervous their first session, and I always tell them, like, look, first, I'm a personal trainer. I'm not like the workouts are tailored to the individual. I don't give every workout, to every person. It's completely tailored. Whereas brutal as the workouts get, that's not what I'm going to throw at the first person. But do my regulars throw up a lot? Oh, hell yeah, they do.
All right. No holds barred for them. And so out of curiosity, you had mentioned some clients and maybe they're not always prepared. And after a while, you dive in and you're so excited to start in the gym and that momentum starts to fade. Would you say, or what advice would you give to somebody who wants to maintain that momentum? It's just obviously not easy for them.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's really tough. It's about it's such a cheesy answer that I almost don't want to give it. I'd love to be able to give like a mind-blowing answer right now, but
right.
I can only give the truth. And it's just knowing why you want to work out and also being okay with your why changing from time to time. I always tell my clients, like, look, some days your workouts are going to be fueled by the idea that you want to be the sexiest person in the room. Like, oh my God, you want to be you just want to look amazing. Then some days that's not going to do it for you. And you're more motivated by being fit to play with your kids more, or when you do have kids, be able to play with them. Or some days you're gonna be more motivated by just feeling good about the clothes you wear. So it's challenging because you got the workout to be consistent. You really have to have a deep, clear, latched on reason to your why. But then also being okay with your why changing from time to time. And if during a certain day you're not feeling particularly motivated by your usual reason, finding a different reason. Every time I go to the gym, I'm trying to find my reason for that day. I'm like, all right, do I want to be like the leanest dude? Do I want to look so good? And like, now it's not doing it for me. For me, honestly, a lot of the time it's being in shape for my future family and being able to play with my kids.
Wow, that's really powerful. And how did you get started into the fitness industry?
Yeah, so I got started when I was about 13, just by that sense being introduced to the gym and falling in love with it because I grew up in a small town. I was actually bullied very badly growing up. And I spent most of my recesses and lunches on top of, in the bathroom to, hide from people. I was eating my lunches on top of toilet seats so nobody would see my feet under the stall. And that was years and years that went on in middle school. And then in high school, it got worse. But that I needed a place to be able to go to be by myself. And to me, I was like, the gym seems like a good place to go. And
Right.
I really loved it because it was twofold. A, I was able to be left alone, but B, I was able to build some confidence. I was able to discover the direct correlation between output and effort and receiving the reward from that effort. That the harder I worked, the more I seemed to get results and get rewards from that work. And it started to click in my teenage brain that probably applies to every area of life. And then fast forwarding quite a few years, I moved out to Los Angeles. I got involved in Barry's Boot Camp, which is a big fitness studio. I taught out of there for a few years. Then I leveraged that to go into personal training. And that has just been an awesome climb upward. And now, as you mentioned, I own my own private studio here in LA. And that's the Cliff Notes version.
Fantastic. And thanks for sharing that. It's great to be able to hear about those early moments that helped to mold you because it's, we often hear about people becoming, really fit or really strong, yet we have this perception with social media that it suddenly just became like that, and
oh my God, no. Yeah, no, people who do that on social media are so obnoxious. It's challenging, man. Even as trainers, man, it is so challenging to stay in shape, to stay motivated. It really is. It's tough.
So here's a question, and just for the audience, these aren't pre-recorded questions, and I'd like to just throw out a challenging question out there, Torrey, if you don't mind.
Yeah, bring it.
So coming from like a coaching perspective, right, and people are a little bit more catered to the niceties, and I guess babying people in a sense when people need it. But coming from a personal fitness perspective, sometimes you have to, kick people into gear and really get them to the next level.
Right.
Where do you see is the balance between here, you got to work your ass off versus you did a push-up, good job, where you're being positively reinforcing every little thing? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. The balance between supporting them in their current achievements, but also helping them to stay hungry for more. Is that what you're asking? How to?
Right.
It's definitely what you touched on it, of giving them praise when they work, when they do something right, but also telling them when, hey, you could have done better right there. Like a lot of times I'll tell clients like push-ups, like how many of them are like till failure, or pull-ups, how many till failure. And then if they don't go till failure, I'll be like, well, what are you doing? I told you till failure. 5 more, let's go. And then you can keep going. It's just telling them. So it's being honest with them so they know when they actually did something right and well. And they feel good about it. So if they copped out early, I tell them. But it's not like I'm yelling at them. I'm like, look, man, you're not a failure. Come on, let's go. And then, but if they do go to failure, pointing that out, being like, wow, man, that was dope. You went to failure. I didn't expect you to get those few extra reps. Like, I'm very communicative about what I'm actually thinking and feeling during their set. Like, if they surprise me, I'll be like, wow, I didn't see that coming, man. That was sick. And just communicating that when they do well and when they could have done better. And so that way they're getting an even balance of both. They're getting when they earn the praise, they get the praise. When they could have done better, I tell them they could have done better.
Yeah, I like that. And I think you're claiming that slogan, like building badasses, that the people that come to you probably have a certain expectation of what, you're going to help them accomplish.
Sure.
Yeah. Out of the clients that you've had, I'm a big believer in the idea that personal fitness and all of the every element of your health, and it carries over into the workplace and at work. What sort of results outside of just the fitness results have you helped some of your clients achieve? Have they noticed more energy in the workplace?
That's an interesting question. That's really interesting. I train a lot of my clientele is primarily women, and out of that division, I train a lot of moms as well. And this is where I learned that women are 10 times tougher than men, man. Oh my God.
Really? Okay.
Oh, dude, it is no joke. But anyway, answering your question, it's been cool to hear feedback from a lot of these moms who play with their kids and they feel their energy level has gone up and they're able to play with their kids longer and able to do anything being a mom requires, and they're able to do that better. That's been something I'm really excited about. On the more male side or just non-mother side, yeah, that's a good question, man. I'm trying to think.
I mean, that's a great answer for women and mothers to have more energy for their kids. That's so powerful, man. I mean,
Yeah, that's been something I really, really enjoy. I really am very fulfilled by that aspect. A lot of it, though, is confidence. To see a client's confidence go up of what they're able to handle in the gym. And I know as a trainer that's going to translate to the rest of their life, whether they're conscious of it or not. That's something I'm really excited about. But you got me thinking that I need to talk to clients more and ask them how it's affecting the rest of their life. That's actually a good point.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks. And, I do want to go back to that. You said women are stronger. And just out of curiosity, how did it come to that conclusion? I'd like to know.
Oh, my God, dude. I could go on that's a whole podcast right there. It's not that they're stronger, it's they're tougher. They're mentally tougher than men, bar none. It is unarguable. I will get women in here, moms in particular, once again, my main clientele, but who have had the hardest day that dealing and just with waking up with kids screaming, late for this, late for that, a million things going on. And they will come in the door smiling and they will crush a workout. Like they will annihilate it. My workouts are no joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then so many times I get men in here, and I train a lot of men too. I get men in here and they'll have like their cereal had gone bad that morning and they had to have something else. And they were like, it's just been a rough day, man, my workout. And then the workouts are off and they bitch and complain the whole time. Like what women do not get thrown off. Men get thrown off. And that is something I've noticed my 6-7 years doing this professionally, is that the women, they just have like this impervious shield to like, things are good. I'm good. I'm here to work. And a lot of men, and if this is sexist of me to say, I don't care. I've seen enough of it to know that women are just tougher.
Amazing. Yeah, I was surprised to hear that. I mean, you think about women who have kids and, they do so much and
Dude, it's unreal what they do. And I only get like a 10% glimpse at it. Like, you know what I mean? I just hear about it. But like, oh my God, it gives me so much love and compassion and sympathy for them. And also so grateful that I'm like, don't have kids right now.
So for anybody listening out there who wants to get started in fitness, but they're scared of what to do, what sort of recommendations do you have for them? Is it as simple as just going out to find a personal trainer, or how do you find the right personal trainer for you? Do you have any advice on that?
Well, as far as getting into fitness, for sure. It depends twofold. One, if you're down to go to the gym and like you just haven't done it yet, you literally just need, step one is just go to the gym, sign up, and go do a 15-minute workout. Look up on YouTube a 15-minute ab workout, 15-minute bicep, 15-minute leg, whatever you want to work, just choose that and copy it. It's important just to get in the rhythm of going, and by going into a physical commercial gym, you're going to be exposed to what other people are doing. And you're going to see what they're doing. It's going to spark curiosity. And after maybe 1 or 2 or 3 workouts, you'll start to see like, hey, I saw this person doing this. I think I can do that now. And you're going to go experiment. And over the long term, that's going to build and build and build and build your confidence in the gym. You don't need to know how to use the entire gym. Just if you're nervous about the gym and not knowing what to do, then fix that issue. Write out what you can do ahead of time just by Googling a YouTube circuit and copying it, and then just being in the gym and looking around, seeing what people are doing. That's step one. Number 2 is if you're a little nervous to go to the gym and shy to go to the gym, which is totally understandable, then do the same thing. Look up a YouTube circuit and do it at home until you feel, and then once that becomes easier, look up a new YouTube circuit and just start doing those and build confidence in your ability to break a little bit of a sweat, to work certain muscles, and then naturally in time you will feel confident to go to the gym. And once again, it's all just a snowball effect from there. Did that answer your question?
Absolutely. And my favorite takeaway was really just getting that exposure. Even if you are nervous, just get there. And even if you're not perfect on all the machines, the exposure you're going to start learning. So that's great.
Yeah, it's really important to expose yourself to it and just to jump in. Like the moment it's always scarier to start something than it is to do something. So like if it's a 10 out of 10 scary to start it, once you're there, it's going to be like a 5 out of 10. I always tell people, like, don't wait to not be nervous. That's fine. Take your nervousness with you and let it naturally go away as it will. I always tell my clients, first-time clients always come in and say like, oh, I'm really nervous because of whatever reason. And I tell them like, that's fine. When I go to yoga, I'm nervous. That's not my realm.
Okay.
I live and breathe fitness, and I'll go hard as hell, but put me in a yoga class and I'm walking in nervous because everyone else knows what to do, and I don't. So it's okay to be nervous. Just take that with you and let it naturally disintegrate as you just take step by step by step.
Another thing that I noticed about your workouts when I was watching videos about them, I noticed one of your philosophies was you don't do like workouts where you sit.
Oh yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve, man. Too many people are spending the whole workout either lying down or sitting down or using machine, which is usually a combination of one of those, as opposed to getting up and using your entire body for movements. The gym is becoming machine, and then like laying down on the bench or sitting down. It's like, what happened to standing up, using your body? What happened to push-ups? What happened to squat jumps, lunge jumps? And no wonder people get injured because their whole body isn't working. They're strong inside the gym, but they're not strong in the rest of their life, because in real life, we don't mimic the motions a gym creates, a machine creates. So we have all these weak stabilizer muscles and smaller muscle groups that never, ever get activated doing machine work. So you take a person who can like leg press 600 pounds, then you have him go do like play with a kid. He's going to tear his hamstring. It's like, okay. It's like, come on.
Yeah. And it was so surprising because I've seen the workouts and I always wonder, like, how do you, when you get outside the gym, when you go to the gym for a lot, you always see the benches, you always see the chairs where you can lay down. And it's so difficult for me to picture the exact exercises, like how to do this body exercise without having a bench or without sitting and laying down. And I think that that's kind of a rut that people can get stuck in. So it's a very creative workout that you do, I think.
Thanks, man. And with what you just said, like, definitely it's a double-edged sword, because that's my philosophy for sure. But if it's a beginner, someone who's a really beginner, you want to do machines. You need to. And I advise, when I write workout plans for my new clients who are new to the gym, I definitely advise machines, because it's going to build those foundational muscles. But as you become more and more intermediate and advanced and gym savvy, you definitely want to lean away from the machines. But for beginners, I actually retract. If you're a beginner listening to this, I retract everything I said, and I am a huge advocate for machines. But if you're pretty savvy with the gym, then my statement holds true.
I hear that. And you mentioned the gym and your workouts. So how do you work with clients? Because you have a studio. So is your routine like, okay, so a couple of days at the gym and then a couple intense days with you, or how is that?
It depends on the client. I have some clients I see 1 day a week, and I tell them, and they need to get about 4 to 5 days into the gym on their own. It completely fluctuates depending on the client, what the client's goal is, and what fitness means to them. So that's a tough one. But generally I advise, for beginners, once again, my biggest go-to phrase is work out more days than you don't in the week. Mm-hmm. So work out a minimum of 4 days a week, and you do what's called you won the week. You worked out more days than you did. That's a really good place to start, trying to get 4 days a week in.
I like that. And that's like a simple guideline for the week. Just work out more days than you don't. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And how do you – oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, that was it. I'm just a big fan of simplifying.
Yeah. And how do you work cardio into it?
Yeah. So cardio, the big question people always ask is like, well, should I do weights or should I do cardio? And I don't think they need to be segregated so much, that it shouldn't be one or the other. My clients, I don't really do a lot of cardio in here in the traditional sense. But if you ask my clients if their heart rate is as high as if they were doing sprints on the treadmill, the answer is yes. But we do it, I call it weight-induced cardio, where you're just lifting, transitioning from exercise to exercise at such a quick pace that it creates the same effects as cardio while you're weightlifting. For example, that could be as simple as doing a chest press till failure, having them roll over, do push-ups till failure, and then going for pull-ups. Your heart rate is gonna get up during that period. Or it's like heavy squats, that the bar on their back, they're doing heavy squats till failure or close to failure. Then I take the bar off and they do 25 squat jumps. That's going to get your heart rate up. But is it traditional cardio in the sense of bike, elliptical, or treadmill? No. But there's a million ways to do cardio. It should not just be limited to bike. I don't think it should be as segregated as people are treating it.
Got it. So more of a full body, doing it all together at the same time.
It's just people need to move more, man. Like, you see too many people in the gym are just sitting around in between sets doing nothing in the name of quote unquote rest, when your body does not need that rest. If you're training for a bodybuilding show, like literally training for a bodybuilding show, then yeah, you want to keep your heart rate down. But for 99% of people who just want to look better, be leaner, have a six-pack, have a big ass, whatever your goal is, spend less time resting. Go from exercise to exercise. Keep moving, keep moving. I can't name every superset in the world they can pair up, but all I know is for 99% of the population, they need to get the fuck up out of their chairs in between sets and go do some other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Totally.
if I'm not feeling creative, sometimes I'll do push. If I'm not feeling creative, I'll just throw squat jumps into between whatever I'm doing. If I'm doing rows, I go row till failure. Then I do like 25 squat jumps, and I'll go back to the rows. I just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. The more you move, the more calories you burn. The more calories you burn, the more weight you lose. It's that simple.
Do you still work out at a traditional gym?
Yeah, well, not really. I have my gym I work out in, and I train out of I work out at a rock climbing gym as well. They have there's rock climbing there, and they have a gym too. And I work out there and do rock climbing there as well.
Okay, so that's adding in that extra way to train your body into doing something that's really like a great hobby.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you mentioned working till failure a few times. Is that like, how do you know like when you're going to failure versus when your body just wants to give up?
That's a really personal question in the sense of everyone's a little bit different. I don't mean personal I don't mean that in an evasive way. I mean that for everyone it'll be different.
Mm-hmm.
But the best example is I always tell my clients, if they're going till failure, I always tell them, your body, if it's failure, your body stops, you don't stop. It's not a conscious decision, I am now done. It's you try to do another one, your body cannot. Like doing push-ups, if you say, oh shit, that hurts, I'm done now. That wasn't failure. That was you making a conscious decision. It hurts a lot, now I am done. Failure is pushing up until you literally cannot push up anymore. Like you are pushing with all of your strength, but you are just not moving. That is muscle failure. And so it's hard to encapsulate it. But if I was going to summarize it, how I summarize it to my clients is you don't make the decision to stop, your body does.
Amazing. I like that. Because the pain, through those painful moments, you're thinking, oh, well, maybe this is failure. Maybe my muscles are failing because it hurts so bad.
Oh, it's not a question, man. If you're hitting failure, it is not a question. It is clear as day that I have now failed. I cannot do this again.
Nice. Do most of your clients, like, do you push them to that level like every day, or is that kind of like a...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Constantly.
And they definitely know improvements from it, I bet.
Yeah, it's as simple as I summarize it in a simple way. The more you challenge a muscle, the more it's going to change.
You got a ton of great quotes for working out, huh?
I sort of have to.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. And I guess just to wrap this up, people are in LA and they want to, visit you. How can they prepare for a Torrey workout? And, how can they reach out to you? Social media or what?
Yeah. Social media or my website. My website is just torreystraining.com, TORREYS, and then training.com. My Instagram is @IBuildBadasses. And then as far as, and you just reach out to me on either one of those. But as far as preparing for me, if you watch my videos or go to my website, you'll see how tough I train my clients. But also keep in mind, those are clients I've been working with for a while. So I'd always tell people, like, hey, don't be nervous. I'm not going to throw you under the bus in the sense of throwing you right into the hardest stuff. I work clients up to all of it. If I just gave every client those grueling workouts right off the bat, they wouldn't feel very confident. They wouldn't feel very good. They wouldn't feel safe in this space. I work my clients up to all these intense workouts. So there's really no need to prepare at all. I completely adapt my training to the client with the goal of progressing them. So as far as preparing goes, just show up, be ready to work and learn, because I do a lot of education as well, and then just be down to do some work.
Amazing. And if people want to build better asses, better abs, and an overall healthier physical body, sounds like that's your thing.
Oh yeah, build badasses, man. That's what I do. That includes a lot of nutrition coaching. I coach them on lifestyle as well, stress management is a massively important part of weight loss, believe it or not. And yeah, it all works together, man. Our lifestyle, our nutrition, training. So I do everything I can to address all of those things for my clients.
Amazing. And I think that stress management element of it, and all of that is definitely a whole podcast as well. We'd love to have you on the show again to be able to talk about those other concepts, if you have time in the future.
Oh, dude, anytime for you, man. Happy to.
Fantastic, Torrey. All right, everybody, hit up Torrey's Training. And with that, Torrey.
All right. Thank you very much, Emmett. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Bye, everybody.